Photoshop comes with loads and loads of filters, but they haven't added too many over the last few years. Of course, you can go to filter and neural filters. Loads of great stuff there, but now there's also parametric filters. You're thinking, where are they? I've got Photoshop, I've got no parametric filters there. You need the beta version, public beta. And that's the key thing, it's a public beta. So you can go over here, Creative Cloud, and just download it. And it works really well. I think it's just great. Personally, these parametric filters should be in Photoshop now. Don't know why they're not, but they're not. Hopefully at some point they will add them in. Well, let's go through one of them. And the one I want to go through is the glitch one. And you can see here, I've got a layer. I've got this weird layer and layer. This is one problem with this. So if I just undo, let's just get rid of this glitch. Now you see I've run through there, I've just removed it. And as soon as I get to a point where I've undone the actual parametric field, you know what's happened? It's left this layer. I find that a really odd feature. To me, that's a bug. However, you can delete it. Simply just delete it. Always remember, otherwise you'll find if you undo parametric filters, you'll end up with lots of leftover layers, exactly identical. Piles of them, in fact. I did that during the tutorial, found loads and loads of them. Well, where are the parametric filters? Well, filter, parametric filters. As soon as you do that, you'll get this. You get this parametric filters. Weirdly, you've got your filters at the top, which probably have nothing in, unless you've added some. But then what you want is this one, parametric filters. And you want to go down here to filter glitch. To process it, just click. Just simply click it and apply. And you can see obviously the preview, it's not that great. Now, unfortunately, the preview doesn't update to what's on the screen. That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Doesn't do that. And then you get this parametric properties. There's a lot of features in here. You've got resolution. I think personally, best to keep it medium, maybe draft, up to you. But it does actually make it a bit slower if you, and of course, if you're using the document 8000 by 8000, it's probably going to be slow. They're not the quickest of filters. You've also got properties here and presets. You can go for highly glitched, which is actually much the same as the default, which is odd, isn't it? Vertical mid glitch, you can go the other way, which I think is quite nice. Also slightly glitched, which I think is actually quite extremely glitched. And also big steps and so on, which actually looks exactly the same as the other one. Not really the greatest set of various things. However, let's just undo those. So undo, and again, you can see what the problem is. So I've undone, go to filter glitch again, and then it creates another layer. So you can see you can build up quite rapidly lots and lots of layers. So if you're using the parametric filters, just be aware of that. Okay, with the filter glitch there, you can now go to parametric properties. So in the properties, you think, oh, where are they? Well, if you can't see them, you need to click here. That should not happen. It should actually be available, but that's the way around it. If you can't find it, just click the parametric in the layer because it's a smart object. That's what it is, smart object, smart filters, just click. And you also know you've got blending modes as well, which is quite useful. Well, now what you can do, you can set up your own preset, and I want the density to be reduced. So I'm just going to reduce down, just simply drag or enter the value here. You can always enter something. You don't have to use a slider. You might not like, so I find the slider slightly fiddly, but you have to know obviously 0.06 or something like that. Instead of trying to slide it, it's easier just to type the number in. And you can see a subtle, very subtle glitch there. And you can add that as a preset. Just click the plus. So plus and Andrew 1. Click rate. Obviously call it whatever you want. And now you'll notice that below here, you've also got randomize. And you can just click randomize, and you can see as you do that, you get different results from that, obviously this current settings. So you've got density, very low density, and you just click randomize, you get a fair amount of glitch there. And then once you've done that, you can modify, say, the intensity. Now, if you reduce it down to 0, there's nothing. Zilch. Absolutely nothing. Just put it slightly, 5. You can see a very subtle move of the pixels. with a bit of colour variation as well. And that's what it's doing, the glitch. It's not the colour channels, it's taking a little bit there, a bit, it's all drifted, and there's a bit of a blur as well, even though the blur doesn't seem to actually be set there. If you put the glitch blur up, let's put it up to the max. You can see what happens. The actual max, it just blurs it completely, which I don't think is particularly great, just blurring across. But if that's the effect you want, that's quite useful as well. And you can now actually push that up even further. Personally, once it gets to about 1, it looks like it's totally blurred anyway. But let's just reduce that down. And you can see then you get a slight blurring. And you get a blur across that. Though it's more noticeable, I think, on the edges. But you can see a blur in the actual image there as well. Then also you've got angle. You can enter 90. So if you want 90, it's up and down. Or let's go for 45. So you can go for 45. You make it a diagonal. Or 135. Going the other way. Now, unfortunately, you can't combine them. Would be nice. You can't add like 2 or 3 of these into one sort of filter effect. But you can, of course, use the various tools, apply it again. But it's not ideal. It would be nice if you could combine both these. You'll notice also you've got these at the bottom. You probably will never use these. You might find them useful, but they're useful for some things. But transform, so you can scale it. But it just scales the image. So you can see, and it actually creates some really weird effects if you scale it minus value. If you go, let's go the other way, it does create a few variations on this. But unfortunately, you have to mess around with the offset, etc. You might find a use for it, but personally, I generally keep it to 1. Also, you've got repeat, where you can actually make a 2, and you can see you can split it like that. Again, potentially useful, but unfortunately, it doesn't have a mirror effect, which would be nice if it did. So you've got this glitch, and I'm obviously doing this diagonally now, and that's enough. That's as far as I want for this time. Now, if you want to change it at any point, you think, you know what, I want to change it, and of course, you might find you've got no access here. Again, any point, just click here. And then you've got access to it again, tweak all the settings. Simply just click here, and that will bring up the parametric filter, all the various settings, modify them. However, now you notice I've got 3 copies here. You don't really, I think it's over the top the way they've done it. But it does mean you've got the option with here, with blends, you can go up here in layers panel. So layers panel, just go here and you can go for darken, say, and you can run through and you can see, do that. Just run through and you can see you get a whole range of different effects combining the layers. But you can also go here, just click there, doesn't do anything, double click, and it pops this up. Sometimes click, sometimes double click. Double click in this case. So double click will bring this parametric filters up. And you can move this across, and then you can go here, blend modes, darken, and you can go color burn. And again, so you can try out different ones here as well. You may find that pretty useful as well. That's an option you got. Now you might decide, you know what, I want both directions. So you can select that one, select them all. With them all selected, then go to layer and smart object, convert to smart object. All bundled into smart object. Now you'll notice the parametric filter's gone. It's still there. You can double click and you can edit it. So double click, just go here, double click, and you see you can edit it again. It's in a PSP file. I'm just going to close it, but at all points you can always go into a smart object and then edit it. But again, you can go here to glitch. So again, filter glitch, just down there. And of course you can maybe decide, you know, combine it with some of these other ones. You've got distortions there, glass fill, all pretty good. But filter glitch again. And again, it's just defaults to full on. I don't want that, so I'm going to reduce the density down, get to about 0.5, something like that. And maybe not 14. Also, intensity you can reduce down or increase, up to you, 0.20. And also you can modify the glitch angle here, so 45. So you can see now with that you've got to go in the other angle as well. So you've got one way and you've got that way. So slice effect on this image. It's not brilliant. You have to do 2 or maybe 3. You could probably obviously go up and down, left and right as well. or whatever angle. Maybe do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different degrees. Probably you could create an action or something maybe to do that. So take it, and then obviously every image could be very slow, wouldn't it? Again, you've got all these options down here as well. And again, exactly the same as before. Once you're happy with it, of course, you can combine it with the layer below. It always creates another layer. Always does that. Or you can just simply go to what I normally do and go into flatten image. I don't want to modify it anymore. So flatten image, and I'm now just got that image there. And of course, then you can combine it with other ones. Go to black and white, and they will all produce the same parametric filter in this. Exactly the same setup, the same sort of panel will appear as well. And that's the glitch effect in Photoshop. And of course, you've got more intense if you want. You can always go for more powerful glitches than that, filter glitch, like that, which completely obliterates the image. And it might be very good if you've got, say, like a gradient. So select a gradient, oops, click that, it's there, filter, just apply something like that, and then use that. So again, parametric filters there, filter glitch, and you can see then you've got that sort of thing. You know, great for creating sort of weird and wonderful backgrounds, maybe slightly hard to work out backgrounds. And again, combine it, maybe change the angles, combine it, smart objects, or maybe use different highly glitched and so on, which hardly any difference to all. Or vertically mixed glitch on that one. Well, hope you found this tutorial of interest. Any questions, please let me know in the comments below. A like or dislike, always appreciated. Bye.